Howdy friends, Bill Oxidine here with my personal Rampage Twin Cat. Many of you are familiar with this boat because this is the one I did 121 miles per hour with. It's got all stock power system, Oxidine stainless props. Everything about it is Oxidine. You know, the one I put boots on the outside, filled them with oil so my steering could be awesome. Quasar talking GPS radio. All the standard Oxidine stuff. Well, over the months, I've dunked this boat a lot of times. I mean, knocked the lid off and had it completely submerged underwater. After a while, the motor bearings, they play out. If they're not dried and properly taken care of and used correctly, they will dry out and they'll rust up on you. And that's what's happened to the front bearing on both these motors. Now, I've already done surgery on one motor because you know this thing's a twin, but I'm going to do surgery on the second motor for you guys and show you just how it's done with my dynamo motors. And we're going to put it back together and put it back on the water and have some fun with it. Shall we? Oh well, oh well, oh well, oh who? I recently did a show with this boat, and I was running it in conditions that are not ideal for it. I was doing short bursts on and off the throttle with some really heavy batteries and some really stout props. I had this thing set up to do over 120 miles an hour, but I was just doing little bursts with it over and over. And the ESC in the motor didn't like that, so it ended up burning up a plug. Then I fired it up, and the motor sounded really rough. And I knew at that point it's bearings, so I removed this motor, completely rebuilt it. New bearing. I only put a new front bearing. I didn't put a new rear bearing because the rear bearing was still good. It's typically the front that goes out on you. That has the most stress. It's the most susceptible to water because it's lower. So I'm going to remove this motor and show you how it's done. Of course, I loosened the two set screws here. Remove the shaft first. And now, of course, I'm going to loosen the motor screws. Remove the water lines. Unplug the ESC terminals. And she's out. Now let's get her over here to the bench. Okay, we're going to open this motor completely up. We're going to take it apart, and I'm going to show you the main components. First though, we're going to take this coupler off because nothing can slide apart with that coupler on there. Now, as you can see, upon visual inspection of that bearing, it looks corroded. And if you listen, you hear that rough sound? That's a bad bearing. So first, we're going to remove both end bells. And that's going to consist of removing all these screws on the outside, on both sides. We'll do one side at a time though, and I'll pull the rotor out to show you. Okay, now that I got the screws out, we want to pull this end bell off. Sometimes you can get lucky and take some pliers to the shaft and just pull it and it'll come right out. But sometimes it's not quite that easy and you'll have to go from the back, which is not ideal. Wedge something right to the middle of the shaft and tap it a bit. It'll pop that end bell off. Also, a pretty good idea is to put some screws in it and pull on those with pliers as a pulley situation. That way you're not hurting anything, and even if you did hurt the screw holes, you've got 4 extras. This one we unfortunately had to tap a little bit, but only slightly. Here's the end bell off. Look at that rusty ass bearing and all that corrosion in there. I know, looking nasty. We're going to address all this. So with the pliers, I pulled the rotor out. This is the magnet that's inside the motor that spins. See all those little holes drilled? Those are to balance it. These rings on the ends are almost like flywheels. They're almost like balancing rings. And this little rust, we're gonna wipe that off. Now you've got the end bell with the bearing, you've got the rotor. This is called the stator. The outside is called the can. Well, you got the water jacket on the outside, very outside. This part is the can. The stator winding's going. The stator is a steel core with wires coiled around it in 3 different poles. Or 3 different phases, not poles, 3 different phases. This is an 8-pole motor. That means this rotor has 8 different poles of polarity on it. And inside here, the stator, I believe, has 24 or 32 segments, different segments. That's why when you turn this motor, it's really thuddy, and it thuds a lot of times going around because there's 8 different poles. But the way an electric motor works is there's 3 phases. That's why there's 3 wires. There's 3 phases of this stator, and this rotor goes. When electric current is put to one phase, the magnet rotates a little bit, then it's put to another phase and rotates more. And your ESC is sending 3 different pulses, or 3 pulses to all 3 of these really fast, like nanoseconds fast. And that's how your motor spins. So the old brush motors used to have 2 contacts, 2 brushes pressing up against this. And it was the opposite. The windings were on the inside of here and the magnets were on the outside. And that the springs pushing up against something caused friction, and that gave it more heat. A brushless motor spins freely just on the bearings. It's free inside there. It's only riding on the bearings front and back. And that was what was so revolutionary about brushless motors. And there's no contacts, no carbon dust to build up from those contacts constantly rubbing against each other. But that's the basics of a brushless motor. Now let's get to rebuilding this thing. As you can see, this end bell has gotten really corroded. So I'm going to use a different end bell that's not quite as corroded. I'm going to heat the end bell and pop that bearing out. Now that I've got the bearing popped out, I'm going to clean this end bell up with some Dawn detergent and a toothbrush. Now I'm taking these wipes that I've got from Power RC and clean up that rotor. I will also use it to clean up the inside of this stator. That little rust in there, that just gets between the magnetic field. Not perfect, but a lot cleaner in there. Now I'm going to check the outer bearing. That's rough. We're going to have to replace both. Well, now we've got the front end bell off. Let's heat this thing up and get the bearing out. I just so happen to be sponsored by Boca Bearings. What you're going to do with your motor is you're going to take calipers, you're going to remove a bearing and take calipers and measure both the outer and the inner diameter to know which bearing is suitable for you. I'm going to try to hand press these bearings. If they don't just pop in, then I'm going to heat each end bell and put the bearing in. The reason I'd heat them is because they're 2 different metals. The end bells are aluminum and the bearings are steel. These 2 metals will heat and contract at 2 different rates. The aluminum will expand more and at a lower temperature than the steel. And the aluminum will also be a lot more flexible once it's heated. So we're going to heat the aluminum so it'll expand, and the inner diameter of the bearing race will, the bearing journal will expand, and we can pop the bearings right in. Okay, neither were pop right in, so we're going to heat them and get them in there. All right, fresh new bearings pressed in. Now that I've let them cool off a little bit while they're fresh, I'm gonna add some oil, man. Add some oil to these new bearings. Now that these bearings are addressed, I slid the rotor back into the can with the tail shaft coming out the right end. I'm gonna put the front bearing on first, the front end bell on first. All right, now we've got this motor back together. We got the rear end bell on. This is at 1450 kV. fresh new bearings. We got all the screws, the end belt screws in. One thing I want to note, you do not want to strip these screw holes at all. And when you're putting them in, tie them in sequence. Do one here, 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 here. And don't, like I said, don't gorilla tighten them all at once. Do a little here, go around. And make sure not to strip them. Again, like I said, both end belts on. Everything's secure. We're going to twist the water jacket to the right direction, right orientation to install it in the boat. And we're going to install the coupler back on. First, we're going to install the coupler to put this thing back in the boat. Got her bolted back in. Water hose is reconnected. And ESC wire is plugged back in. All right, it's time for a bench test. No, we're not going to rev it to the freaking moon. We've got 2 6S batteries plugged in. We're just going to see how it sounds. Perfectly smooth. Sounds good. Smooth, no pulsating, no nothing. This MF is ready to blast off. And that's it, good buddy. That is it. That's how you work over a pair of motors in your Twin Cat or any RC vehicle. It could be any RC boat, it could be any RC car. You want to stay on top of the bearings. The bearings are one of the main elements of it, and they affect performance tremendously. And some motors have actual spacers inside of them, spacers around the rotor. And you want to always remember the orientation of those spacers because you don't want a bunch of play in the motor or anything like that. And guess what? If you like what we're doing here, if you like these professional, insider deep tricks and tips, subscribe to our channel, smash that like button, and by all means, continue enjoying radio control model boating. Bill Oxteen and the Rampage, over and out.